Hello guys, welcome back to the CTXCLOUD. This is the video number 7 in our NetScaler training series. Today we are going to discuss about the load balancing. So what is exactly load balancing and how you guys can do the load balancing of your web servers on the NetScaler. This is not likely a web server. You can do the load balancing of any kind of servers on the NetScaler. It can be your attender server, it can be your web server, it can be your SharePoint server, or any internal website running on your infrastructure. So you guys can do the load balancing of your internal server as well as your outside on the DMZ servers. So you guys can do the load balancing. So today we are going to learn about the internal servers. Let's say one is the website. One website is rbg.ctxcloud.in. So this is running inside my infra, I mean inside in for the internal users. So how you guys can do the load balancing of your internal websites via NetScaler. So as you guys can see that today we are not going to discuss about this part. So this is what we are going to discuss in our next videos. So today it's like a simple, I have an internal user who is going to access rbg.ctxcloud.in. The request will go first on the DNS server, then DNS server will send this query to the NetScaler. Then NetScaler have 3 servers which is load balance, and the same website is running on all 3 servers. And after that user is on the base of the request, let's say this is the first user who is going to access rbg.com. The request will go to the DNS and then it will send to the NetScaler, and there is least loaded server is a red server. So then NetScaler will send the traffic to this server. Now the next user will come again, he try to access this rbg.com. Then NetScaler sees that this is the least loaded server, then NetScaler is going to send the traffic on this server and similarly on this server. So once everyone has one user, then again user NetScaler is going to check what is the least loaded server. Let's say this server has already 2 sessions, this server has already 5 sessions. So now based on the algorithm, NetScaler is going to send this request on this server. So this is what we are going to learn in our practical training. So let me go inside my lab. So this is my lab. So here let me show my infra first. So this is my Hyper-V server where I have installed this NetScaler, where I have installed the firewall, where I have installed the 3 web servers. This is CTX server green, CTX server blue, CTX server red. So first of all, we need to install a website on these servers so that we can see what is exactly happening. So first of all, I am going to this blue server. You guys need to go on, click add roles and features, click on next, 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 and here you guys need to select web IIS roles. So this is basically we are going to host a website on this Windows Server 2016. Click on next, click on next, click on next, and this is the default features which we are going to use. You guys can pause this video and you guys can see that HTTP static web request default documents. So this is like the basic features which will install automatically when you install a IIS role on a web server. Click on next, click on install. So this is take like 2 or 3 minutes. That's why I'm going to pause this video and will back after installation. So as you guys can see that my role has been installed for the IIS. Click on close. Now what you guys need to do, go on your file explorer, go on this PC, click on C drive, go to inetpub, and here there is a folder www root. So just open this folder, just right click here and click on edit. So this is the default website page. So let me show you. If you will go on your Internet Explorer and if you are going to access this IPs, first of all let me check what is my IP. So just press CMD and click IP config, and you guys can see that 192.168.1.82 is my IP. So 192.168.1.82, and if you are going to access this IP, you guys can see that this is the default website page. Okay, let me make some changes on this web page so that we can see that we are going on the correct page. So first of all, I'm just doing the little bit changes. Just draw a box here and just mention that this is a blue server. So just type blue SCR server. So that's enough to remember us that we are on the blue server. So just save this file and just close this. Again, let me refresh this, and you guys can see that whenever I have refreshed this IP, I am on the blue server. So the same thing you guys need to do for the green server. So just go here, inet pub www root, just click here, edit, just throw a box here and just write down here that it's a green server, and just make this highlights, make this bigger so that we can easily understand. So just expand this, and this is like green server. Same we are going to do for our next server. So just save it. Now just try to access this IP. Let me check my IP. CMD host name, CMD not host name, IP config, and this is my IP. So just paste it here. And you guys can see that now this is like green server. The third one is my red server. Same thing I'm going to do on this server. So I'm going to pause this video. So same thing I have done here, and this is a red server. So just save it and try to access this IP. Go to run CMD, then IP config, and this is the 81, and just enter into the Internet Explorer, and you guys can see that this is red server. So when individually we are accessing these IPs 192.168.1.81, it is 81 is going on the red server, then 82 83 is going on the green server, and 82 is going on the red server. So let me try to access 192.168.1.82. So now if anybody is accessing these websites, so individually these servers are handling load, but rather than going on blue.ctxcloud.in, this will go on the blue server. After that, let me show, I mean practically. So just go on your DNS server and just create the DNS entries here. So let me show you, and let me create a new host and just give the name blue, and blue is on my 82 IP 192.168.1.82. click on add, and you guys can see that one record is created here. So if I am going to access this, http blue.ctxcloud.in, and where is traffic is going on? Blue server. In the same way, if I'll create an DNS entry for red server, the traffic will go on the red, and if I will create a DNS entries for green, the server the web traffic will go on the green server. So you guys can do on your lab. So this practice you guys need to do on your lab. So this is very much helpful for you guys. I know the process, that's why I'm not creating for other servers. Okay, now if like we have the 50 users who is going to access this blue server, so they need to enter blue.ctxcloud.in. The next 50 users, if they need to access the green website, they need to go on green.ctxcloud.in. But the web page is like same on all the servers. So rather than we are giving the individual website name to every user, why we do not use the load balancing? So this is the concept of the load balancing. So from the name you guys can understand, load plus balance means we are going to load, we are going to balance a website load with the help of NetScaler. Means if you have like 150 users who is going to access the same website, there you don't need to worry about which you don't need to measure the performance of every server, that where the load is going on. Like we have the load on, more load on red server, we have the more load on blue server, we have the more load on green server. So you guys don't need to measure this. This thing is taken care by the NetScaler. So NetScaler, from the algorithms, NetScaler will do these kind of things automatically, and it will send the traffic to least loaded server. So first of all, let me go inside my lab and try to access this NetScaler. So how you guys can do the load balancing? So this is now the practical. So first of all, you guys need to log in into NetScaler ns root, and this is here. Let me try to access this. Why it's not taking? Okay, now I'm back. So here you guys need to go on the load balancing and then servers. So every person has its own choice. Either you can start from top to bottom or bottom to top. So I usually prefer that if you will start from the bottom, it is very, I mean, handy for you guys. So I will show both the process. Let's start from bottom to top. So in the bottom, you for this is the server. So this is the like basic entity. Server is like your physical server. So here you guys need to add the physical server host name plus IP address. So these the two things you guys need to note down, and here you guys need to enter this. So I'm just opening the notepad. So I'm just showing the basic from the basic, because I know this process and I can do within 2 seconds, but there is lots of you students who are watching my videos, so I'm just showing from the basic steps. So first of all, you guys need to mention your server name here. Let's say this is my server, CTX server blue. So just copy the name here, or whatever you the ways you can copy the server name, and just check the IP address. So 192.168.1.82. so this is my one server host name plus IP address. The same thing you guys need to note down. This is like green server. So just go on properties and copy the server name here, and after that you guys need to note down the IP address of your server. So this is 192.168.1.82. 83. Okay, I'm correct. Now you guys need to go on your red server and just copy the host name, and the IP address is 192.168.1.81. 192.168.1.81. So now we are going to enter these three things in our NetScaler. So just first copy your host name, go to your NetScaler, click on add server, give the name and then the IP address. So red server have 192.168.1.81. Click on create, and you guys can see that one server has been created here and the status is green, means these servers are able to communicate with my NetScaler with the help of snip. So if you guys are not able to see the status is green here, make sure the snip is available and your server is able to communicate with your NetScaler. So if it is red here, means that there is the communication problem and you guys need to rectify this. Now let me add the another server, which is CTXCLOUD. So click on add, just change it here and click on 192.168.1.82. so click here and you guys can see that this server is also green. This means this server is also communicating with the NetScaler. Now okay, might be the host name is wrong, so click on edit and just actually you guys need to, let me delete this first. Click on add again and just enter the IP address 192.168.1.82. click on create and this is fine now. So now let me copy this another server, which is CTX server green. Click on add and this is a 183. Click on create. So now you guys can see that my all three server status is green and they are able to communicate with the NetScaler. So we have added all three web servers here, which is hosting its own site, which is like blue.ctxcloud.in, green.ctxcloud.in and red.ctxcloud.in. So once you have added the servers here, just save this configuration. So make sure whenever you are working on the NetScaler, whatever the changes you will do, make sure you will save the configuration. Otherwise, whenever the NetScaler will reboot, the configuration get wiped out. Now the next thing is server group. So what is server group? So server group is basically the bindings of all three physical servers. So based on the ports where it is working, so you guys need to bind that. Let's say my servers are working on port number 443, so you guys need to select the SSL here. So if your my web servers are working on port number 80, so you guys need to add the port number 8 HTTP here. So let me show you. Click on add. Here you guys need to give the name of this server group. So I am giving the name RBG SVC -GP, means red blue greens websites service group. Here you guys need to select the protocol means on which port it is working. So let's be right now my web servers are working on port number 80, so we have accessed this like http.blue.ctxcloud.in. http means it is working on port number 80. If it is https, then my port number is 443 and the protocol is SSL. So let me go this server here. So this is port number 80, that means I need to choose the protocol HTTP. Click on OK. After that it is asking service group members. So what are the service group members here? So we have added 3 servers here. So you guys need to select server base, select all 3 servers because they are going to participate in rbg.ctxcloud.in. Select these servers, mention the port number A here. So the port number is 80 and the protocol is HTTP. So click on create, click on OK and click on done. So you guys can see that my status is for this server group is enabled and state is up, means they are perfectly fine with the NetScaler. Now coming to the virtual server. So what is virtual server? So here you guys need to mention your VIP, means virtual IP. So what is VIP? VIP is generally auxiliary IP which we will provide when we are doing the when we are configuring any web server, or you guys can see that you have a website like this. Let me show in the diagram. You have a website rbg.ctxcloud.in. So where the traffic will go, rbg.com, if anybody is accessing the rbg.com, the request will go to this DNS server. So let me clean this. So if this user is accessing rbg.com, the request will go to the DNS server, and then DNS server is going to send the request to NetScaler. But where it is going to send? The mapped IP, which is VIP. This is the VIP. Let's say my VIP IP is, I'm going to configure this here, 192.168.1.85. So this is VIP. So the NetScaler is going to send the traffic on 192.168.1.85. So this is VIP. So here let me go on NetScaler and create this. This is the port HTTP and the IP. Give the name like 192.168.1.85, and name you guys can give anything like rbg-vip. So this is fine. So click on OK. Now you guys need to add the, either if you have created the virtual service group, so you guys need to bind the service group binding, or if you guys have created the service group, there is two things here. Let me show you. If you guys have created the services, then you guys need to bind the services services here. If you guys have created the group, so you guys need to bind the service group. So let's say if you want to create a service, so how you guys can create? So you guys need to give the name of that service. Let's say I want to create a service group for blue server, blue svc. So this is service and the port number 80, and what is the IP address? I am going to select an existing, and this is like blue. Click on OK and click on done, and you guys can see that there is one service group created here. So while configuring this VIP, you guys need to click on edit, and here it is asking what is your virtual service group binding. So if you will select here, and you guys can see that there is one service group here. So if you are creating service group, you guys can add all 3 servers in the same time. But if you are creating the service group, you guys need to create the 3 individual entries for each server. So this is the difference. I have created the service group, so that's why I am going to select this service group. Click here, and you guys can see that rbg svc group I have created here. Just select this and click on bind, and click on done. So you guys can see that my VIP is up. Again, you guys need to do some more changes here. Click on edit, and here you guys need to select one algorithm. Here is method. So what is my method is least loaded connection. So whatever the server have the least loaded connection, the connection will go here. Click on OK. Now click go on persistence. So in the persistence you guys need to select the source IP based. So where my source is connecting previously connected, the same source, if there is connection interruption, so on the same source the my client can connect. So click on OK and click on done. So we are fine with the configuration. Just save it. Now we are going to access the now you guys need to create an DNS entry for this website. So I'm going to create an host name, give the name rbg.ctxcloud.in, and give the same IP address which we have given in the VIP. So this is VIP, and the IP address is 192.168.1.85. So same DNS entries we are going to create here, 192.168.1.85. Click on add, and you are ready to go. Just refresh it and just select RBG. Why can't? Okay, we have created in a wrong area. Just delete it here. Just go here and just type RBG dots, only RBG, and give the address 192.168.1.85. click on add, and that's fine. So you guys can see that the entry of RBG CTXCLOUD.in is automatically a prefix here, and it is going to send the traffic on 192.168.1.85. After that, my NetScaler knows that this is the DNS works completed here. This got the request from user rbg.ctxcloud.in. The request will go here. Now DNS sends us this request to 192.168.1.85. Now NetScaler knows that there are 3 servers which are load balance, and where I need to send the traffic based on the algorithms. So now we are going to access first our website. So let's say I'm going to access http rbg.ctxcloud.in. Press enter. Might be it will take some time to resolve the IP, so just wait for rbg.ctxcloud.in, because sometime it will take time. Let me try to access this from, let's close this whole, and let me go on my internal server first. This is AD. Let me open this, and http rbg.ctxcloud.in. Press enter, and you guys can see that the website has been resolved now, and it is going to on the red server. Let me go on any other server. So let me try to access this website from this server, and I'm going to press http rbg.ctxcloud.in, and you guys can see that now it is going on blue server. So what I have told you guys earlier, that based on the least loaded server, the NetScaler will send traffic automatically to the least loaded server. So in this scenario, you guys can see that the NetScaler first send the traffic to red server. Now this time it send the traffic to green server. Let me open one another server which is red. Just try to access the website here, http rpg.ctxcloud.in, and press enter. Again it send the request to red server. So this is like what we have learned in the load balancing. So how you guys can do the load balancing of your web servers in the NetScaler. So this is the end of this video guys. So if you guys like that the videos are informative, so just subscribe my channel, share it with your friends, and if you guys want to pass your citrix exam, so just go on my website which is https://ctxcloud.in, and right now I'm not able to access my IP because this is my LAN network. So there is the link in the description of my website. You guys can check out that website and you guys can give the every exam there. Let me show you, because I have one another website, itexamtest.com. Let me check if it's resolving from the internals. Okay, so that's fine. So you guys can go on the citrix here and you guys can give your practice exam, which is absolutely free, and these are based on the dumps which I have purchased recently. So you guys can check out this website and you guys can practice. Simply you guys need to click on start and you guys start getting the questions. So based on your correct answers you can give the answers. So this is completely free because I'm going to help my subscribers to best that they can give the exam. Even not in citrix, you can give the exams of VMware, GCP, and there are lots of exams which we are adding regularly. So just go on this website and check out your exams. Thank you guys for this video, and if you guys think that videos are informative, just subscribe channel and share it with your friends, and let's meet in our next video where we are going to do the stuff with the content switching and NetScaler HA. So thank you guys.